If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com, and thank you. Do you have a paranormal story you want to share on Night Dreams Talk Radio? You could be a guest. Email us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
I'm James Creechbaum with the Paranormal and World Changes News. Did you know that when you swim in the ocean, you are actually swimming in the remains of the dead? Whether you take into account the missing or you simply choose to count the buried, understand that the ocean is brimming with dead bodies. Oh, and it's also the most popular place for people to get rid of bodies, also known as murder victims. Astoundingly, the ocean contains more human remains than all of the graveyards on Earth together. Think about that the next time you're in the ocean. Also, beware of ghosts lurking in a Florida bathroom. I won't mention the place, but there is a restroom, or a Florida restaurant that has a restroom that is notoriously haunted, and it's in St. Petersburg, Florida. One visitor, particularly to the woman's restroom side, but to both in general, have reported many encounters with spirits and other paranormal phenomena over the years. Also, drinkers are terrorized by a sex-mad ghost at a haunted 300-year-old British pub recently. Malevolent and frisky ghosts have been terrorizing visitors to a 300-year-old pub in Scotland. Now, the doors have been opening up, sinister laughter, mysterious bruises, moving objects, orbs, and unexplained. Also, sexual bumping in the night have all plagued those brave enough to stay at this Scotland End. That gives a whole new meaning to spirits, let me say. Ghostbusters star Dan Aykroyd, his roots are in the paranormal. He got the basis for writing these shows and coming up with the ideas because his life as a youngster, he grew up in a haunted house, and so the basis of those came from living with it as a youngster. And so that's where that came from. Also, who is the Stonethorpe Scotter Road Spectre? It's been seen several times, and they kind of want to know who it is. An apparition has been reported by multiple witnesses near a viaduct in the town of Scunthorpe, England. And it's been spotted several times in this town at the certain areas of the town, and nobody knows who it is or why it's showing up lately. So hopefully we'll get more reports on that, and we'll find out what's going on. Next news break, top of the hour.
Coming to you from some far point station, like a cosmic tumbleweed, both north and south of the Pleiades. Here's your host, Gary Anderson.
And that is me, along with James Kirschbaum. We're going to have our guest on here in a second. I tell you what, tonight we're going to get deep into ghost hunting. I'm going to ask a lot of strange questions, and I know James is going to ask some questions here tonight. So let's get him on here now. Okay. And let's see. Give a take here. Hopefully he'll...
Hello, this is George.
Hi, George. Gary from Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, Gary, I'm doing great today. Everything's going really smooth today. Thanks for even asking. How about you? How are you doing?
Well, I don't know. My daughter, I drink a lot of tea during the show. And I said, hey, will you fill my my container, with more sugar? And what she did is she filled it up. It looked like sugar, but I noticed that when I put the sugar into the cup, that the tea went kind of green looking. And then I took a swig of it, and it was not sugar, it was salt. And I took a big swig of it.
How old's your daughter?
She's 26. She might make it to 27 at this rate.
Oh, you know what? That's awesome, though. Come on. I mean, I don't know what time it is where you're at right now, but where I'm at, it's a little bit after 7. And there's nothing wrong with laughing all the way till you put your head on top of that pillow. You know, there's no need to rest, no need to just sit down. That's good that she's keeping you on your toes. I think that's amazing. That's good stuff.
Yeah, but have you ever had like 2 spoonfuls of, I'm talking heaping spoonfuls of salt in your tea? I tell you, when you take a big swallow of that, I tell you, it doesn't make your evening very bright.
You know what? I find it to be humorous, and I apologize. You know, but you know, it's living in my house. Also, we have a couple of daughters, 25 and now 27, and we went through it all. It was like April Fool's Day every single day in our house. It's just fun. It's nice, and you know, the way she did you was probably just out of love. And I got dad. You know, who knows, right?
I think what happened is my one other son, that no longer lives here, decided, because he knows that bag of sugar is dad's. Don't touch it. And I think what he did is he dumped the sugar out and filled it full of salt. Hey, what goes around comes around. But, you know, I have these very large monitors in front of me, like 4 of them. And I've seen it. And I spent the weekend cleaning them to get every smudge, every little dust. I almost spit this tea on all 4 of them.
Oh, no. I on a flip, I will tell you what, I'm so impressed. I'm not just saying, I'm so impressed with you and James. I mean, I got to see your site, and I was like, wow. I mean, this is so professional. It just blew my mind. You know, it just blew my mind to what you have, and I just want to say that I'm just blown away to what you have. I really am.
Well,
just
George,
so professional.
I want to thank you for those kind words. Yeah, I've been in broadcasting in and out since 1976, and I've done virtually all talk shows. And actually, I was retired for 10 years. And one of my friends who passed away recently, in the last couple of years, Art Bell. And out of the clear blue moon, he called me up one day, and he says, you know what? Are you going to drive down to Pahrump again on your motor, or ride down on your Harley? And I go, I don't know. And he goes, you're too old for it. Don't do it. You need to get back on the radio. And I go, I don't want to work for a radio station anymore. I'm burned out. No, you want to go on internet. You know, and you know what? Yeah. I done everything from, you know, political to paranormal talk shows. And I figured, you know what? My passion since I was 18 has been riding a motorcycle. So I started a show called Motorcycle Talk. And the first month, I think we got up to 15 listeners. And I get a phone call from Art. He goes, well, are you done? I go, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do. No, why are you doing that? Why are you talking about motorcycles? Why aren't you talking the paranormal? And you know, I got into the paranormal. All of a sudden, I got up to 17 people. And now James, how many are we hitting right now on the average? Not the radio stations, but the internet averaging.
Oh, probably close to 1 million, I would reckon, on the average. I mean, some nights 800,000, some over, but I'd say average close to that.
Yeah.
God, you know, it's hard for me, when you say these numbers, you both, y'all, you know, it's just hard for me to just fathom that number. It blows me away, not that because of your show. You both have an amazing voice, and I'll tell you, your voice is perfect for radio. Don't you ever talk about leaving again. But, you know, just the number that you guys just thrown at me, it's like, are you kidding me? Is there that many people in this world? You know? It's like, are you kidding me? You know?
Oh, yeah.
So, that's amazing, guys. You're doing a great job, then. You know, keep it up, please.
And we're not even talking about all the radio stations we're on. You know, we were up to 22. We lost 2 of them for a reason, but I got them back. So, you know, we're on a lot of radio stations. We're hoping here the first year to do more, but we're here to talk about you.
No.
Okay, tell the listeners. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you know, when it comes to me, I mean, that's, look, I don't mind talking about me, but I want you to know that it is hard to talk about me. You know, it's I'll just talk about me, but please don't take it like I love talking about me. I hope that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. I don't even like talking about me. I get all these compliments, and I tell you what, I kind of look at them, I go, are they talking about me? But hey.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, I've been doing the paranormal for about 10 years now. And what got me into the paranormal is something that, I don't mind talking about anymore, is when I ended up having cancer 18 years ago. And I kind of talked a little bit about this before, but it's something that I think what I witnessed and what I went through during cancer is when I went through it, I was given, they said, up to a year to live. And that, to me, was the biggest shocker I could ever think of. And during that time, that being told that you have maybe 6 months to a year to live, go live your life, go have a good time. We don't know, because if it got into your glands, etc., please just go. And the next thing you know, I'm going through this and I'm adjusting. I don't know if anybody ever. I won't talk about cancer too much, but it is something that I stand behind, where people have to deal with it, because it just changes you. And I'll tell you, during that time, you start adjusting yourself. When you're told that we may not be here, you adjust yourself to either give up or keep moving forward. And I did give up. I did try to hurt myself a couple of times in that sort of time, and nothing happened, thank gosh. But during that time, I went through the cancer, and then I went through radiation. And during the radiation, it was up into my mind, my brain. It was called squamous cell carcinoma, and it's a skin cancer. But it was actually so close to my glands that it could have traveled so much further than it did. And what happened was they put me through radiation for 32 visits. After that, I started having grand mal seizures. And during the time that I was doing the grand mal seizures, I only had a couple of them, is when everything opened up for me. And what I mean by that is I started seeing things that were unreal. Stuff I couldn't share with my wife. I've been married now 28 years. It's something I couldn't share with her. It was blowing me away. And I ignored it, I ignored it. And then I started seeing things, and I started hearing things, and I started smelling things. It was just, everything was opening up. And I do believe it had everything to do with having a grand mal seizures or doing the radiation. And I think it actually opened something up, kind of like a portal, or, words that maybe I shouldn't use, but, it opened something up in my mind where I was able to see things now that I never could see before I even had cancer, or before radiation, or before I had my very first seizure. I'm 54 years old, and I was healthy as can be. And during that time, that was 30 years ago now, or I'm sorry, 18 years ago, jeez. And I'll tell you, it opened something up, and I had never looked back. And we got into the paranormal field, and it's been nothing but a fun ride. It's been so great, because I've been able to just help. I've been able to have fun with it, and I still, to this day, I don't think I'll ever stop. I'll never stop, because it's addicting. It used to be a hobby, and then it turned into me. It's something that I crave now every single day. I mean, I tell you, when it comes to the paranormal, for me, it's kind of like, if I may use this terminology, it's like an onion. An onion has so many layers, and you keep on peeling back, you keep on peeling back, you keep on peeling back. You really don't hit the center of it, but you keep on peeling back, because you're always learning something new every single day when you do the paranormal. Nobody out there, and I mean nobody out there, the word professional paranormal investigator should never be used. Never. It's something that is a learning process. Every location you go to is new. Everybody you investigate is new. The weather's new. The stars are lined up. They're new. Everything's